Admiral Rose was getting more and more into the story of Oppert. Not only Admiral Rose, but all the officers present at the dinner were engrossed in his story, drawing their upper bodies close to the table. People in the East say 60 years is the first gapja. So, if it's 3,000, it's 60 times 3,000. It means 180,000 years. The word 3,000 gapja dongbangsak refers to the beings that live 180,000 years. I can't understand what you're talking about. You will? It's very absurd. But it's true that it's mysterious. When you go to Joseon, there is a stream called Tansin in Hangyang. It means that the river is black because of the charcoal dust in the river is black. There's a saying that the Tanshin is a fishing ground where the Grim Reaper pick out dongbangsak and take them to the underworld. A fishing spot in the Black River. You're only saying things that are getting harder and harder to understand. Yeah, if they live more than to Gapjaya, to 60, they will turn into transparent person and lose sight of the shape. So even if the Grim Reaper tries to catch Dongbangsak, who has lived for 120 years, it is hard to catch him because he is invisible. That's why they built a fishing area in Hangyang, south of the peninsula. When Dongbangsak goes around the world and crosses Tanshin Stream, black water comes into his trouser legs and reveals his shape. The Grim Reaper always catches him. That's funny. The officers clapped their hands and liked it. Oppert was pleased that his story attracted the attention of the audience. He gathered his breath and calmed down his emotions, fearing that he might get emotional and start talking about the Black Mountain. Where on earth did Mr. Oppert hear that from? I thought you were only good at business, but you seem to have a wide range of knowledge. Oppert shrugged at Admiral Rose's praise. Go around the world, there's a lot of stories I'm hearing here and there. So you're trying to get wild ginseng and become Dongbangsak. At Admiral Rose's joke, the officers burst into laughter again. I'm glad you enjoyed it. There are many other things that attract my attention besides Dongsam and Sansum. The royal palace books, historical books, and medical books containing the spirit of the Joseon people can also be valuable treasures. Especially, I would like to take this opportunity to do some research on magic and shrinkage method. You also have a great intellectual desire. By the way, what else are you talking about? I've heard some interesting stories in Japan, so I'll tell you about them here. More than 300 years ago, a famous monk named Samyeong in Jeongjoksanseong mountain of Joseon went to Japan as an envoy after the Japanese invasion of Korea in 1592. It is said that the samurai who invaded Joseon locked him in an ondo room to kill the ambassador, and set fire all night long. The Japanese warriors of course thought that Ambassador Samyeong died because he couldn't stand the heat. But the next morning, they opened the door and found that icicles were frozen in the room, and the ambassador monk was shaking in the cold. The Japanese were surprised and looked at the room and found that the wall was covered with letters cold. That's what magic is all about. That's a lot of fun. So what's the shrinkage method? The shrinkage is a branch of the magic of walking 1,000 miles a night back and forth. How do you walk 1,000 miles a night? The principle is simple. It is walking by shrinking the distance of the road that you want to go. For example, if his destination is about 5 kilometers away, he can shrink the distance down to about 50 meters, and walk at once. The ambassador monk said he walked for miles in one step, so the journey must have been easier for him than a neighborhood outing.